channel. Within my YouTube channel, I have spent the past months times to talk about the variable areas of the technology, including the architecture modeling, the modeling tool, and also numbers of the programming languages, as well as certain the 3D the drawing tools. I'm keeping adding more the learning with practice and to share information to all of you. But today is I want to share something about the soft part of the enterprise architecture, which I named here as the personality characteristics of our enterprise architect. Since I work in the EA role for nearly 10 years. Before that is I work in variable architecture role as well, including the solution architect, infrastructure architect, and some other the architect role. So I think it would be also important is for our enterprise architect, you know the enough knowledge, the how to have your the architecture the skills, but also important, equally important is to build you as our unique and also the very specific personality, so that the others treat you clearly as our enterprise architect. So I spent time to learn the different the sayings and try to put together a few the keywords and make our simple model for you to, and I would like to share with you. If you like my video, is welcome to follow my YouTube channel in the bottom, or give me the certain the comments and the suggestions. So let's talk about today's topic. So before moving to the enterprise architect role, so firstly is let's recap what's the generic definition for enterprise architecture. So I use this Gardner's definition. So it's divided by two parts. So keeping that in mind is will be useful for you to consider yourself, or view is if you are not working as the enterprise architect, and you can also evaluate the enterprise architect role in your company or enterprise. Which who is your colleague? So first is enterprise architecture. Is a discipline. So discipline is the keyword for proactively and holistically leading enterprise response to disruptive forces. So by identifying, analyzing the execution of the change. So architecture, we are not talking about a static architecture. Even in every the single period, you will see the different architect roles. They are making some diagrams or defining some those the artifacts. Talking the at that time is the looks like it's the static architecture, but enterprise architecture is looking for the defining the SE's architecture and to understand the to-be architecture from the business, the strategy, business outcome needs, and to give you our the roadmap between SE's to be. It can be the multiple options, and they must choose together with business based on the business vision and the outcome for our proper the options in the roadmap. Secondly is enterprise architecture delivers value by presenting business and IT leaders with signature ready. Signature ready is, means it should be reviewed, but finally should be decided with those recommendations for adjusting policy and the projects to achieve target business outcome that capitalize on relevant business disruption. So the enterprise architecture is focusing on the value delivery. So that is the second part. So then this based on that is what are the personality should be for our enterprise architect. I put the 5 elements in one picture so that to give you the simple way to consider a person who as our enterprise architect, or luckily if you are the enterprise architect, how you can fit in this role clearly. It may not be the 100% correct or the complete, but I try to, based on the experience and also the practice, so give you this sharing. So you can put your thoughts and your ideas to see whether there's anything more. But in the middle is the learning. So I put that as the capital L. So you need to keep learning. And then the starting is the recurring ring. So, but you can start from any parts, but all those surrounding 4 parts are the key characters from me as identified as an enterprise architect. It's first is the abstracting the capability. Secondly is connecting the capability, and then compromising. Finally is you should have also our decisioning capability. So all these capability always say the ability of our personality forms around the learning, keep learning, will support you to be our well-being enterprise architect. In short, is you can remember this easily. I put that as we can treat that as the L-AC2-D Model. So that is the personality with those. And in the following page, I put is some the basic the ideas for you to understand why I put such kind of the classification. So first is abstracting ability. So abstracting is the ability to simplify enterprise complex system or concept by focusing on essential features while omitting unnecessary detail. So this is a very important thing in the beginning because enterprise have numbers, or you can see is unlimited complexity for every company. If you are named as an enterprise architect, you cannot put yourself to handle everything. So first you need to make sure is you can abstract what you are facing situation into simple the simplification because every period of your roadmap you need to have this period focus, but definitely is putting in mind is you should always remember is enterprise architect is relating to enterprise. Whenever we're talking about EA, is referred to the enterprise level architecture. So, but you should focus on your the limited resources for the necessary abstracting. And abstracting is required treating enterprise from the semantics and also ontology perspective. So that is our way you can while abstracting the enterprise, because if every team has their own knowledge and own definitely, but if they keep those knowledge with their own language, there will be the challenge for cross organizations, the communication. And if you want to have for enterprise level abstracting, that almost impossible. So you need to treat that as first define the semantic. Like is defined what's the semantic vibe on the this internet or the knowledge graph. So you should have your company's knowledge, the base based on the semantic, and also then you can starting to build the ontology-based knowledge graph for your enterprise. when you're starting to build the first meta model of your enterprise, you are starting to do the abstracting. So abstracting is also the prerequisite of digital core or digital twin. So sometimes they are exchanging each other and also the enterprise modeling work. So if you have that people ask you is we need to build our abstracting of our enterprise situation. This is your the well starting point for you as our enterprise architect. So you should not talk so much details. You need to talk about abstracting level. Then the connecting is the second, the personalities, the ability. So first is connectivity, as our technical term, is a critical factor in every component of enterprise architecture, since it enables communication, collaboration, and data exchange. Similarly, as the application-to-application integration or the microservices, when you define the interface between those different service components or application, the services, you need to focus on the interface, not on the internal the features only. So the interface means you need to understand what's the relationship between the different services. Coming to the enterprise architecture, then we are talking about enterprise level knowledge network. So this network is can be the talking about the collection of information, even collection with the individual the resources, or collection of the different teams, organizations. But focus on the meaningful link, the relationship. Try to define how you can connect them. For example, is if you have an inventory of your the business application, and you have your organization's geography distribution, try to build a link. So which application roll out to which market or which country. This kind of can be our application serving on this country. So that is one connection relationship. So you need to think about this gradually. You should build more and more the semantically based connection. And then the enterprise architect with those enterprise level viewpoint is your unique advantage, should be as the glue to connect the diverse knowledge as one common meta model. So it's definitely is every organizations or sub-organization or team, they have their own way to putting together their own knowledge. But enterprise architect, your ability or unique ability is try to understand every organization similarly like the microservice application development. You treat them as the isolated or the different silo, and you build the relationship and try to connect them. So you are able to communicate or both to the business the teams as well as your business stakeholder with the more holistic view. So without the connecting, without the meaningful relationship defined, you are not able to perform as our enterprise architect role clearly. So that is the thing is try to think from the semantic way, from building this ontology, the knowledge graph way. So think about your enterprise as a graph, not like this linear or the hierarchy organization. So that is the second part. And the compromising is the third one. I put a book, the Chinese Asian book called the Book of Change, which in Chinese is the Yi Jing. So this book is talking about how you can handle the book. Within that is the useful, the saying is the idea of change emphasizes that people should adapt to changing trends and adapt to the current situation. So which means is you need to respect changes everywhere and at any time. So then how to handle the change? For enterprise architect, one of the key skill is to identify from the situation on during the change on what can be compromised and what cannot be compromised. So compromising is not saying is you need to simply abandon something. You also need to focus on is what you need to insist to ensure you gain something. This gain something normally is we talk about is your business value or the core outcome. So which in any roadmap you should insist and you cannot compromise on that, and you should focus on is finally your deliverable can achieve those outcomes needed. But the compromising is it means the balance. In Chinese, it's called abandon is 舍, gain is 得. So we always recommend is the people at any situation, same as the enterprise architect is you need to balance always is because you don't have all the resources. You always have the limited resources, limited time, limited people, limited budget. You also have the regulatory constraints in different market, and also maybe it's in different the project you have some other specific competitive restriction. So you need to know is you cannot achieve everything. So, but based on the business value, business outcome, enterprise architect need to guide the architect team and need to communicate with the stakeholder team to know and to agree upon is what can be compromised. Without this compromising is 100% the project will highly possible to be failed, because you want to achieve all the things, then that's only leads to you achieve nothing. So also it's a balancing between the abandon and gain. It's not only a soft skill, it's kind of an art, not the technology, because every enterprise architect can define himself the personality to make our standing point on which level he can compromise and which level is he treat that as the business value and outcome. That can be the different the skill levels for the enterprise architect you can compare, and it's crucial for EA to keep focus on making clear essays and to be architecture, because once you know which you can compromise, which you cannot, then you are able to have the weapon to select the feasible approach for business outcome. So compromise is always in the changing situation. So it's no clear black and white answer, no yes or no, or the answer no good and bad answer. So every time is when you make sure you have the compromising need to do. Back to check is what's in your enterprise is what kind of the enterprise architecture policies, what kind of the principles that you need to follow, but you need to also in the creative way to see is on these situations for you as our responsible enterprise architect, how you can make the best business value and outcome. So that is the very important key skill. And then decisioning. So as an enterprise architect, you cannot just stay yourself as the consultation role. So most of the time is people reach you as the enterprise architect to seek your the suggestions or recommendations because you as a role positioned yourself with a broad knowledge, and also you have considered earlier page, you have the connected demand side, you have the those approach and in your mind were clear as is to be and roadmap. And it's possible is have all the relevant information on your hand and you collect multiple viewpoints considered. But you also need to keep in mind is as our architect, as for yourself personality, you also need to make certain decision. Without a decision, only a consultant is no much useful. People may think about, oh, those are the suggestions, but what else? And what's next? So the decision-making skill is not means to override or the overcome with those business decisions. You still need to support the business decision making, but enterprise architect, you need to choose the solution to challenges. Following previous compromising capability, making decision is to support enterprise, support business to capture the competitive window in time, because sometimes you have your unique knowledge, the coverage. You need to jump in to see such kind of the decision is needed. Otherwise, the window is passed. So those are the things that you need to sitting in your position. You need to be dare to take the responsibility and accountable for certain areas necessary decision. So try practice decision-making skill because that is also put yourself in more trust advisor role. Last but not least is the learning. The reason I put that in the middle is for all these four surrounding the abilities as our enterprise architect, you need to keep in mind is you cannot achieve any of them without the keep learning. So enterprise architect should be the T-shaped person. Clearly, it should be a very broad generalist for most of the knowledge area, not only in the technology, IT knowledge, but also is the business knowledge, management knowledge, like is the decision-making knowledge, as well as the finance knowledge, human resources knowledge, and also soft skill like project management knowledge. So, and also the risk handling knowledge. So all those you need to learn at least a little bit, but also kind of putting your generalist, these T's horizontal one is as thicker as possible. But you must have at least one specialist on your root field. You can come from your the infrastructure. You can come from the application development. You can come from the data information architect, and also you can come from the business with your business analyst the background. So there's no restrictions who can and who cannot be our enterprise architect. But based on your this vertical the knowledge, that is our the comfortable zone for you. That you have some unique the background compared to the different architect. But the most important is try to be more generalist than the specialist. Well, after you are being our enterprise architect, try to not focus on your own the root field. You can remember that you have your self-interest to learn more, but learn more generalist will be the more important thing. Technology is never stop the evolving, so lifelong learning must be your personal hobby for an enterprise architect. So those are the things I should put in this. Not only self-learning in the last days, you also because enterprise architect normally is our senior role in the the whole architecture team. So you should also ask this kind of the consulting level to facilitate the group learning. And making the way of working and making the learning, the culture within your team. Because if you look at this, the learning pyramid, you can see here is if you just keep your self-learning through the lecture reading or audio demonstration, you can grasp no more than 30% of the knowledge. But through you making the interactive way, so discussion, practice, and last but not least is teaching others, making your team learning culture, then you can grab more than half or nearly 100% of the knowledge. So those are the more important things. So that is the learning, and the reason I put that in the call. So I hope it's through this sharing is I got some common feeling from you is as an enterprise architect. This L-AC2-D model can be the personality or characteristics of EA. And if you have more the reflections, I'm more than welcome to hear from you and to see is, how we can exchange our the practice and experience on working as a better enterprise architect. I hope this video give you some useful reference, and yeah, and hope is you like this video. See you in the other videos, and also welcome to watch my other the video series in my channel. So thank you for watching. Bye for now.